to just give this up and find something else to play on. But again, this game's working great, but Twitch is fucking up, Minecraft is fucking up. But what I'll do is I'll try and reinstall it. It's probably this happens. If it fixes it for a while, I'll be okay. Because it's like Minecraft, no matter what I do, it doesn't seem like it wants to get fixed now. But I'll try and finish up before it fucks up. Cause I got a good long while on that, and I'll either have to put these up separately, or I'll have to try and link them together on Twitch. But no, he basically said that the CIA thought that was real. That was like the biggest revelation that he had. You know, it's like they and I gotta tell you, because if I remember right, I'm not 100% sure. Some of the speculation was because some of it, I think they said because of things they had seen, and some of it was because of documents or whatever, memos and stuff that they had seen. But there were people in the CIA that thought it was real. And so, you know, like, and this is another thing. I was talking. This is where I left off at. Lou Elizondo had done a couple of interviews with that Theory of Everything podcast, and in one of them, he was asked a question, and he answered it. I think he did one every time he was interviewed, but again, every one of them did a slightly more enhanced question. This might have been the first time he did it, but he said if people knew everything, like if everybody out in the world knew what you know, the guy was asking, like, what would the effect be? And he said, well, first of all, he goes, there are people out there who have been ridiculed and shamed who would be owed an apology. And he said there's a lot of people that have been kind of revered and followed, kind of the way some of these people on the left are following this bullshit about how the Palestinians and Hamas are just innocent little fucking people that we should all just fucking hold hands and cry for, and fucking blame the Israelis for every one of their fucking problems. I'm sorry, that's fucking bullshit. And again, I used to feel when I would see shit like this, and it's usually from the right, you didn't see the people on the left doing this that much. You didn't. And if we didn't have the internet, you wouldn't see it at all. These are people, just scared little people, afraid to go out in the world, and they wouldn't be out. They just wouldn't. And with the internet, you know, they can hide behind their keyboard and say this fucking stupid shit. You know, and they don't give a fuck. You know, they don't go out. They don't go to the mall. They don't go to the fucking restaurants. Well, they give a shit if fucking Hamas or somebody comes in and fucking blows up shit here. You know, and if they were like, oh, fuck the Israelis, I don't go to restaurants. I'd be cooking at home, blah, blah, blah. I get stuff delivered. I'm afraid to go out from behind my keyboard. And they're just fucking worthless people. They really are. And but he said that there's people out there that have been making money from this. They've been selling it to people because they would have to hide and never come out in public again for the fucking lies and the mistruths that they told. And when I was watching, I kind of got thinking, I'm like, what if this is one of the guys that, you know, Lou Elizondo was hypothetically talking about? Because if Christopher Mellon is the one who said that, Lou Elizondo's done a lot of talking. I'm sure they talk about a lot more that they don't talk about in public because they both got security clearance. And that was fucking huge. You know, because it's like, yeah, this guy might be spot on because I'm hearing it from people that I find a lot more credible than him, and they're saying the same shit. And then the other thing that you need to be aware of when it comes to that autopsy tape, if you haven't seen it, and I think Roku's got it on, you can watch it with commercials, or at least they used to, I think. It's called Project Blue Book. It's a show that the History Channel did. And and hey, just if anybody in Hollywood, if you or somebody you know is in Hollywood and a mover or shaker, you work at Roku or any of the free sites like Roku, Tubi, all them, let them know they really need to get, if they can, they need to get the rights for that Dark Skies TV show. I would like to watch it again. I don't want to. I want to, even if I had the money, I don't know if I'd want to buy it. But I haven't watched that show since the '90s, and I would really love to watch it again. And okay, I gotta go back down there. And I thought of Bob Lazar as another one that's been kind of ridiculed. About him being owed an apology from the establishment. Because I think they honestly scrubbed his history. I think they scrubbed his history much in the same way I think they scrubbed a lot of the shit around Roswell to make that. This is the thing. Now, this is the newer one. It was made like 20, 30 years or 25 years after the JFK movie, and it was something that was brought up that somebody on there a little bit. I think he had a legal background. I think he might have been a really good prosecutor. It might have even been the guy who brought the case. I'm not sure. But there was somebody that made the comment that if Oswald had gone to trial, they're not sure he would have been convicted. He goes, it's one of those things where they might have brought the case just because, oh my God, our president got killed, we have to bring the case, But this guy, in his legal opinion, did not think that he would have been convicted. If it would have went to trial, he doesn't think he would have been convicted. Yeah, we're not going to do a wand. Hang on 1 second. And I think the same people that, the same method, mechanism, whatever you want to call it, for like scrubbing the UFO stuff, which I honestly think has happened at least in some cases. I think it was used to cover up the Kennedy assassination. I might do another podcast on that. But there's similarities between it. And, and then there's a few, and I don't want to mention my names because if I was a little more sure, it'd be different, but I really don't know. But there's people out there that are making money on this. And I'm thinking, are those the ones Lou was talking about where they're going to just disappear? Because they've been making money on their basically snake oil salesmen selling people on a lie. I don't know. I literally don't know. And oh no, this is weird. On it's I can hear myself on my tablet, but I can hear myself on my tablet, but it's a black screen with the text. The stream you're watching is ended, but I could hear myself on there. And well, anyways, this this thing on History Channel. When they did it, I was watching it, and it's been a while. And even without my health problems, I'm not sure. I might need a little fresher up on this. And they were showing it where they ended up investigating, and the way they're portrayed it, and these things were basically taken off of Dr. Heineken's or Heinlein's notes. The fucking UFO scientist that, and I gotta be honest with you, he seems like somebody that was really helping them cover shit up, and then he took a different tact when he left the government. So like he was willing to lie and do it, in my opinion, because there were like people I have a lot more respect for than Dr. Heinlein, or whatever his name is, who said, because they were scientists too. They had physics or engineering majors, and they said he gave answers to stuff for Blue Book that I think would get a first-year student failed and kicked out of engineering or physics program. It just didn't appear to be credible shit that he was talking about. What in the fuck? I might end this. I don't feel like fucking around trying to get shit. And but he
if only they could see me now.
The way they talk, the military sent, like, it was one of the top two guys. I think there was one guy above him, but he was like the second in command at Blue Book, if I remember it right. Again, if you're gonna trust me, please verify, because I'm going from memory here. I really wasn't planning on talking about this. I just wasn't. Well, he went down there because they were starting to get some rumblings, and it came out that they had paid people off to be quiet. Like, if they could, they paid them off, and if not, they bullied them and threatened them. And according to Grouch, it's like stuff like that still going on. And when he testified under oath before Congress, he and
those offenses are nothing.
And so he went down there, and then this guy, he's either a colonel or a general. He's either a full colonel or he was a one-star general, something around those things. And he was going to do an interview at the TV station because it was the anniversary. That's what he was there for. That was his cover story. He was there for the anniversary. He was going to, basically give the Air Force's position. And what happened was he went and talked to the one farmer, the guy that it was his property. The incident happened. And he went talks. I thought we had a deal, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, hey, you know, that truck you got, you know, he basically was giving stuff to help him around with his farm. Because that stuff you gave me, you know, it's all used up because you know, I need it for my farm. So he goes, I'm going to sell this story and get some money. And he goes, well, he goes, if that's really what's going on. He goes, I can definitely give you some money. He goes, well, he goes, you got my silence. And he goes, just, I'll keep quiet as long as my ranch is run good. Because I'm not trying to rip you guys off, but I need this money to keep my ranch going. So we can get you some more money. Don't worry. And so he basically gave another handout from the military court to the show, if I remember right. And that was the story at the time, because right after he decided to shut up and change the story, he was driving around new vehicles. His ranch, new truck, new farm equipment, and
you never even suspected. Fire consumes all.
and then he met with other people. Well, what it was is, according to the show, I don't remember. I actually read a book on this, but it's been a while. Fuck it, it's right back in the 80s. And there was a guy who claimed he had been dating someone who worked on the base, and then she vanished, like a nurse or something. And then after the whole incident, because she had talked to him, and they knew what the claim is, they made her vanish. She just disappeared. And
I have done what I can
what
to ensure
the claim is, and it's what they kind of portrayed in the show,
in your
is some
heart of
people who were
hearts,
there,
you know this.
who knew what had happened.
I am
What they did was they created a fake autopsy tape based on the real autopsy that had happened, and I really don't know. And the story went, and some of it sounds like they basically cut the transmission. It was a lot easier to fuck up a TV broadcast back then than what it would be now. And they stopped the transmission, and I don't know how much of it got up, but the people that were actually there, what they did was they actually started showing this autopsy during the interview, during the anniversary interview with the man from the Air Force, and he started freaking the fuck out. He had like a full-blown panic attack, and it was something along the lines, do you know what you people have done? Do you know what you exposed us to? And he was just flipping the fuck out. And then Hynek recognized that there were things, to basically create a fake autopsy. Well, once he figured that out, the Air Force ranking guy, he started calming down a little bit. But you got somebody saying that people he knows in the CIA said they thought it was real. You go back at the time, and you had that guy freaking out. He thought it was real. Apparently, it was good enough that he thought it was real. And that's the thing, it might not have even been a real autopsy that got released back in the 90s. It might have been a copy or the original of that one they faked down in Roswell. But it appeared to be real enough to fake somebody who had seen the real one. And that one that, I can't remember the guy's name, but the one that was released recently in the 90s, apparently it was real enough to fool some. If it wasn't real, I mean, if it was, that's a whole different story. But let's just say it wasn't real. It was real enough to fool some high-ranking people in the CIA. And that's the thing, regardless of all the other bullshit, that's the thing I think you got to take away from it. But it would have been nice if it would have been like the Guy Hotel memo or the memo where, I think this is the case with this, I'm not 100% sure. This is more of a recent thing that they found. But there was a memo that somebody found that indicated they were planning on killing JFK because he was going to come clean with UFOs to Russia. And, again, I don't know if you believe it. I tend to believe it at least a little bit, or at least think it's possible. But you had that moment where Ronald Reagan went before the UN, and he basically said, because I can just imagine that if an alien force showed up from outside Earth, how quickly we would drop our squabbles and start working together. And then he goes, but, and again, this might have been the dementia sitting. His dementia might have been having him tell the truth on something that was supposed to be classified. But he goes, isn't there already someone alien among us? And then, this memo that they found, and if I think this one was like Guy Hotel, where they at least found it somewhere where it should have been. It wasn't mailed to some stranger from Walgreens in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or it's wherever the Majestic 12. When the Majestic 12 thing came out, there was one that was sent from one location. There was another one that was sent from like northern Wisconsin. And this one here, I believe, was actually found where it was supposed to be. So, like, if this video had been released in a way where somebody found it at the National Archives or somebody found it in a basement, I think it would have had a little more credibility back then. But it was the way they did things back then. They would just, fucking mail it to somebody. They'd find it. You just hope that everybody believes it or not. But that is the one that is freaking me out. And I might have to watch it again, but maybe I will do one more on JFK where I talk about that. You don't have to wait for me if you're interested. I don't know who's got it on, but it's got Oliver Stone in it. I don't know if he was behind it or not. And it's like a modern day document. I think it was done in 2021. And you'll know right away because half of it is narrated by Whoopi Goldberg. And the other half, I believe, has been narrated by Donald Sutherland. And it's really, really good. But some of the stuff they talk about in there, it's like, and I'm sorry, if at that point you don't think it's highly likely, maybe it's not proof positive. But I would say that the preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not, is that JFK was assassinated. And the one thing that I found, this is the one I don't remember hearing. Maybe I did and I don't remember it. But this is the one that kind of got me. Like, I think I will do another podcast. Maybe I'll even do it later today. I can get Minecraft to work as long as I don't go to that one base. Maybe I'll just go and start doing stuff in another base. And I won't be working that hard. That kind of just disappoints me that they got their shit fucked up like that. Do a better job, Minecraft, Mojang. Microsoft, get on them. Yeah, like